Well, and now that the weather has cooled down just a little bit, a lot of folks might be looking to plant some trees in their yards. This morning, Ashley Kirkland live at Lowe's to cover this topic in our Do-It-Yourself segment. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Vicki. Tree planting sounds like the perfect activity to take on for a do-it-yourself project. But first, there are a few questions that you may want to ask yourself, like what kinds of trees will thrive in your area or would be best in your yard? Also, you'll want to know what's the best time to plant a tree, what season is best for that, and where, as far as location around your home or the proximity to your home, where's the best time or where's the best place to plant that tree. So that's why we're here. We're actually outside of Lowe's. We're going to plant a tree today. They're going to teach me how, and we're going to walk viewers through those steps very carefully to plant a tree. And we're going to use our green thumb here today, Vicki. I'll take it back to you for now. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette Township, TV6 News.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it, Ashley. Thanks a lot. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, it's 10 after the hour. Now, if you're saying, boy, it's been a while since I've been able to plant anything, well, don't worry, because it's time to start learning how to plant trees. Maybe you don't know where to start, so that's where we're going to join Ashley Kirkland this morning at Lowe's to help us as she learns how to plant a tree herself. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Vicki. This is a process learning to plant a tree. So for all the steps, we're going to turn to Clint Miller, who is Pro Services Specialist here at Lowe's. Now, Clint, what's the first thing that you need to think about when you're wanting to plant a tree?
The first thing you're going to want to think about is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a tree that's got fruit? Are you looking for a tree that is going to provide you some shade? Or are you just looking for a pretty flowering tree to put in your yard? You know, what do you want to fit into your landscape?
And then once you determine that, you also have to think about other things like zoning and what's going to work in your environment.
Absolutely, and there's zoning charts online, and additionally the tags on all the trees are going to tell you what zone they are. So you can correlate those to the zoning charts you'll find online, and they'll let you know what you can and can't plant in your area.
Awesome. And there's also a number that people can call?
Yeah, actually, before you start doing any digging, you're going to want to call 811, which is Miss Dig. She'll come out and mark all your power lines, because you don't want to acquire a bill from cutting one of those. So.
Yeah, that's not nice. Okay. And so once you've determined the tree that you want, when is the best time to actually plant?
You know, either early spring before the buds are on the trees, or in the late fall when the trees are actually lying dormant. It gives it enough time for the roots to spread out into the soil. Okay,
and since we're somewhere in between spring and fall weather for some reason, we have started the digging process. What do you want to think about when you start digging?
You want to look at the root ball of your tree that you have, and you want to double the size of that hole. The tree hole is actually going to be just deep enough to cover the root ball. You don't actually want to go deeper. A lot of people think you need to dig it a few inches down and put extra dirt on top. That'll actually kill your tree. So you just want it right at the top, and we'll show that a little bit later too.
Okay, and so do we need to continue to dig out of this hole?
We just started with this one, but we need to get a little more out of here.
I'll let you go through that. And are you looking for something in the soil? How do you need to prepare the soil?
Yeah, this soil is actually a little bit sandy, so we would actually get some sort of a manure, or we would even get just some topsoil and add it into the soil when we put it back in.
Okay, and are you going to add any kind of compost or worms or anything to it?
Well, you don't need to put worms in there. Hopefully they're down on the ground anyways, but you will put a starter fertilizer as well.
Okay. All right, so we will be back with the rest of that process, and excuse me if I have ignorant questions, because this is me learning to plant a tree, but we'll take it back to you for now, Vicki. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette Township, TV6 News.
All right, and it's okay, Ashley. Ask those questions, because if you're wondering, there's somebody else wondering out there too, so way to go. I'll tell you what, as we get ready for the day, like she was saying, this is pretty good weather to get out there and do planting, gardening, and stuff like that.
I'm kind of disappointed because we have like this bucket of worms we don't have anything to do with it.
Right?
We're open to
use it to plant the tree.
You guys are so mean. You are so
Welcome back. Well, if you have the chance to do so in your own backyard, planting a tree is a great way to make your yard much more beautiful. Ashley Kirkland joins us live from Lowe's to finish up the topic of tree planting. How's it going out there, Ashley?
Well, Sam, tree planting can be fun and environmentally friendly, not to mention it's going to make your yard look lovely. We're back here with Clint Miller, Lowe's Pro Services Specialist. Now, Clint, everybody got a laugh. I asked about the worms. Yeah. I know. I don't know where that came from. I just thought I'd throw it in there. But what's next when we're going to plant our tree?
Sure. Next, we need to actually get the tree out of this bucket. Let me grab it.
Okay. And that's going to take some muscle there.
Yeah, and you can see if when you look at the bottom here, it's all really tightly wound, which is because of the bucket. We're actually going to break this up before we plant it. So you want to get these roots separated, and you take just a regular knife, and every 2 inches or so, you would go around, and it seems like you might be hurting the tree, but this is actually going to help your tree root better and help the longevity. So you go all the way around the tree doing that. You're then going to put the tree in the hole, and I'm actually just a little bit too low. So I'll put some of that soil back in, and now we're about even with the top of the ground here.
Okay.
We can then start putting the dirt back in the hole.
And are you supposed to set up any sort of irrigation system before you put the dirt back on there?
You know, you actually don't have to. I'll show you what we're going to do here on this side. Once you're done putting the dirt back in, you're actually going to make a berm with all your extra dirt on the sides here.
Okay. And can you explain kind of what a berm is?
This berm here is just going to be kind of, it makes like a pocket here that'll hold the water. It'll go all the way around the tree, so when we water it, you're not watering your grass all around it. The water's actually going to go down into the roots to help it get the nutrition and moisture it needs.
Very nice. And you also need to measure, or you need to know what kind of tree it is, because you need to know how tall it's going to grow. How tall is this tree going to grow?
This tree will be about 15 feet tall when it's fully grown, which could take a few years still, of course, but
yeah. And then on top of that, you're going to put the wood chips, just something to make it look a little bit nicer.
Absolutely, and actually more than nice, it'll help hold the moisture in there as well. So once you get your tree put in the ground, you're also going to, the first day you'll want to put 5 gallons of water on it, which is a lot. After that, you only really need to put about 1.5 gallons a day for the next year or so, when the weather permits. Of course, up here in the snow, you won't be watering it, but.
Okay. All right, and is there anything that you'll need to do to protect your tree in the colder weather?
No, the mulch that you put on top is actually going to keep it warm enough. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Clint, for teaching us yet something new again here at Lowe's, and we'll